This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
How you doing, bro? How was Father's Day?
Father's Day was very lovely. I hope yours was as well.
Yes, it was nice and relaxing, doing absolutely nothing, which is good. What do you think about tonight? Will Tampa figure things out? Because, dude, like you forgot more hockey than I'll ever know. But the Avalanche, brother, they just look like they're way better. Now, the Rangers look pretty good too in those first two games against them. And then Tampa kind of adjusted. So does Tampa adjust? Or are you telling me, no, the Avalanche are just that much better? So which one is it? Because, we weren't respecting the Western Conference. But damn, we got to respect what the Avalanche have done in these first two games.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not the first year they're good. They were really, really good last year. They didn't get to the Stanley Cup final, but they were really good then too. So they're a sense not a major shocker. I don't expect the Lightning to get swept because maybe Colorado may be a better team than Tampa right now, but they're not that much better. Certainly not 7-0 better, but things start falling apart. That happens. So I wouldn't be surprised in the least if Tampa came back and won tonight. Now, as far as the whole series, that's a different issue. But I would not expect a sweep.
Wow. So yeah, they got to win tonight. By the way, they have to. I mean, you can't go down 3-0 to that team, dude. I mean, and the speed. Holy shit! Is that the fastest team you've ever seen?
Dude, Panthers are fast team as hell too. I mean,
but you're Canadian, so I got to ask you. It's more official coming from you than me.
Okay. I remember also one of the Carolina teams that won the cup like in the mid 2000s, like 06. I want to say that was a fast team too. But yeah, Colorado can skate, no question about it. That's up there. Let's say I'm not ready to anoint them as number one, but that team can skate.
Like Vancouver years ago, with Malkin and when they had our guy. No. But back in those days, wasn't when we had the guy we had here.
Burry.
Yeah, those teams then, right? Wasn't Malkin with him then, or was it Malkin or was no, not Malkin? Who am I thinking of that was next to him that was really, really fast? Also, would you call that Vancouver team one? You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but no, they weren't. No, because they had a couple of lines that weren't quite as fast.
Well, that's true.
Power was pretty fast throughout the lineup.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, throughout the damn lineup. All right, let's talk a little. Oh, by the way, what is going to go on with the whole Washington mess and Dan Snyder now that he doesn't want to? Like, what the hell? Like, he doesn't want to obviously face the oversight committee. They took shots at him now. I don't know if you saw that. Where like, well, clearly he has something to hide, and that's why he's, So what the dude? How does the? Because I almost feel like the league is in this spot. Like, we have to protect Stephen Ross and we have to protect Daniel Snyder because it'll be an even bigger stain on the entire league overall if we don't protect these two guys. I almost get that feeling. So what the hell happens here with this?
No, and I'm sorry. Where does it? How does it happen that you can say no, thanks. I'm good. I'll pass on testifying when he's called before Congress. That's what we want to me. And because I have team related activities I need to take care of. Really, and the other part of
your wife runs the team, dude, not you.
Supposedly. No, and the other thing too that's interesting is, in light of this whole situation, how does that play into how hard the NFL comes down on Deshaun Watson? I mean, you're basically, I mean, doing this to Daniel Snyder, and then you're going to go crazy on Deshaun Watson. Not saying that they should or they shouldn't, but I mean, there's got to be some kind of balance there, no?
Yeah, no, that's why it's. I mean, there must be something back there in those emails. Oh man, that they're trying to hide this in a big time way.
Yeah, it doesn't pass the smell test very well.
No, it definitely does not pass the smell test. All right, so the entire NFL front offices are on their knees. Are they in churches every day praying to the football gods that time is not the evil for some of their players?
Yeah, generally speaking, if there's any kind of NFL news these days, it's bad news unless you get the rare June contract extension or something like that we had last week with Minkah Fitzpatrick. Outside of that, the news you're going to get these days, especially now, unless I'm mistaken, I think every team now is done with the offseason program, so all players are out on their own. You don't want to hear anything until mid to late July when it's time for the players to come back and everybody's back in shape and has done some conditioning work to come back ready to go. But yeah, it's I would think it's a little bit of a nervous time for all front offices.
For health purposes for the Dolphins, is it only Mostert, the only guy we're waiting for to get that nod of whenever he's 100% to join practices? Is there anybody else that we're also waiting for on recovery?
No, there's two, like Byron Jones, who didn't practice at all during the.
Yeah, but that was a cleanup that we kind of expected.
No, correct, but
yeah.
but I don't think there's the slam dunk guarantee that he's going to be ready for the start of training camp to go, full 100%. Dude,
that's actually a really good thing because it's less risk for him. Keep him as fresh as possible, and Noah Igbenogany. Bro, throw him out there. Let him get all, because I that's what I would imagine that this preseason and training camp is more about Noah than any of those two other guys, because you don't need to see anything more from X and Jones. They're going to be able to do their jobs. They are what they are already, dude. They're made players. This is probably going to be this might be the best time everyone's had to be able to really check the kid out and see if he can grow and learn from mistake after he makes, one mistake after another from one day to another, because he should be playing a lot here in this preseason.
No question. And I wasn't saying it other than you asked me which players.
Oh, no, I know.
Questionable. That's the only reason I brought up Byron Jones. Teron Armstead, it's not like we need to see the guy. Right. But he didn't take part in the offseason program. He told me, when I asked him, was he going to be ready for the start of training camp, he basically said, when I'm ready, it'll be full go, but he didn't necessarily specify the start of training camp. I don't think with him, it's not necessarily when he's ready to go. It's how long can he last and how many games can he play? And that's obviously huge with a capital U, H, or Y, whatever you want to use for the success of the offense and the offensive line. Outside of those guys, I'm trying to think guys coming back from injuries Alec Ingold, the fullback, torn ACL. I think it was November last year, so maybe he doesn't start off right away in training camp. And he's somebody who's new to the offense, and you want to assimilate him a little bit, but it's not like he's never done it before. Still, I would say in the order of importance of guys you want to see back as soon as possible, I think Byron Jones is probably the one who's the least important because, again, as you mentioned, it's a chance for Igbenogany to get more reps. You know what Byron does. Then I put Armstead second, if only for like chemistry purposes and the cohesion of the whole offensive line. It'd be preferable if he was there sooner rather than later. And then the guys you want to see as quickly as possible, I think would be Ingold and Mostert, even though Mostert says he's getting close to 100%. Who knows exactly when that's going to be where you'll be practicing full go.
Who's the guy that you look at and you say, it's too late for you? You had a chance, but this roster may not allow you another opportunity to prove yourself. Who could that be?
Yeah, the first guy in my mind's going to is Solomon Kindley. And beyond the fact that he's had 2 years and last year was a major step back, and the very brief glimpse I got at him during the OTAs and the scheme, which is not necessarily suited for his skill set. Yeah, I kind of see him having a hard time making the 53.
Preston?
He's the one who really jumps out at me.
And Preston?
Yeah, he's another one. And then that comes down to numbers because
that's what I'm saying. They added 2 free agent receivers that and Tyreek and Cedric already made the roster, and then Waddle's going to make the roster, right?
Sherfield's going to make the roster. They signed him to a 3-year deal, coming over from San Francisco.
Well, he's probably a special teamer too. So.
And especially correct. And he's a gunner. He's a gunner. So that's 4 right there. And there was a 5th one, and I forgot who it was. Hill, Wilson, Sherfield, Waddle. Why am I blanking on the other one? There was another one. It was a clear one.
Yeah. So let me pull up the damn. I want to pull up the what's it called? The depth chart.
Zukanma, 4th round pick.
Oh yeah. Oh, sure. Yes.
So that's 5.
That's 5 for sure.
Correct. So unless they keep 6, and if they do keep 6, it's Preston Williams or Lynn Bowden, the way I see it.
It would only be Lynn Bowden. It can't be Preston. He doesn't help you on special teams.
Correct.
Because if your 4, 5, and 6 guys have to be stud special teamers. They have to be able to help you. And Zukama's going to help you because I know he's going to run the ball too. Because he did it in school. They're going to, the whole Deebo Samuel thing. He's going to do some of that also. So he's also a multiverse type guy. I'm going to be very interested to see if they try Preston in that area too, where they use him as a runner also, because he did do some punt returning, on the team.
Yeah, he did, but he's kind of a long strider. I don't see like the short area quickness to be able to do that. To me, he doesn't project in that role. The other one I would throw out as a wild card if the Dolphins do keep 6 and it's not Bowden, maybe River Craycraft.
Okay.
I mean, he's got some history with Mike McDaniel. He had one OTA, he was really, really good. I mean, he caught like the first 3 passes in team drills. So he'd be my long shot if the Dolphins keep 6, because to me, they got 5 locked in pretty much, but obviously barring injuries.
Yeah, exactly. And I think on this team, you won't be doing the irresponsible thing that they did last year, that they kept so many receivers, but the receivers weren't two-way players on the back end, a lot of them, and that just cannot happen. You can't keep Albert Wilson and Preston Williams around and those kind of cats if they cannot help you in other areas. And I think that's going to be something that will definitely be part of the equation this year. I don't think that will happen again like it happened last year.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, once you get past like the top 3, and Cedric Wilson returned punts for Dallas last year, so possibly he could be a candidate for that if the Dolphins want to avoid, as I think they should, Hill, Waddle, or Holland returning punts.
All right, what else are you working on over there at Sports Illustrated, young man?
Yeah, continuing with the jersey countdown. Today it's 80 days till the start of the NFL regular season, the Thursday night opener between the Bills and the Rams.
So what is it? That's a Joe Rose. That's a Joe Rose, right? Was it Joe Rose?
He may or may not have made the top 3. So doing that, and then I'm going to take a look. I did a look at the roster breakdown on defense. I did the offense on Friday. Today we're going to be doing the defense.
There you go. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. And of course, alldolphins.com. Lock it in there for Sports Illustrated. Bookmark that bitch wherever you're at in the world so you can keep up with everything that he writes every single day. Alain, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. We will catch up later in the week.
You got it. Sounds like a plan.
Thank you, sir. That is your Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report.
This
is the